Hey Scorpio, welcome to your general life reading for March 1st through the 15th. I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you for being here with me. Grab your sips and let's get right into it. So, as I was tapping into your energy for this reading, there were a couple of messages that came through. The first one was the sound of a doorbell with someone kind of peeking out, like, hey, who's there? And the second message that came out was the old AOL notification, like you've got mail. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, but that's what came out when I was meditating on you guys. So let's see how that fits in. But I started out with pulling a few oracle cards for you to see what the overall energy is in this reading. The first one that came out is the vast universe. The second message that came out for you all is the white witch, be the light. And the third one that came out for you is the high priest, intend and create. So we'll see how all of that fits in, but we'll start by pulling a few tarot cards for you to see what the energies are that are surrounding you right now. We'll start by pulling a card for your current energy, and then we'll see any challenges, obstacles, or what might be hidden from you right now. We'll look at advice from spirit and then see what your potential outcome is. So starting with your current energy, we have the Empress in reverse. Looking at challenges, obstacles, and what might currently be hidden, we have two cards. We have the Seven of Water or the Seven of Cups, and we also have the Eight of Earth in reverse, which is the Eight of Pentacles in traditional tarot. Looking at the advice from Spirit, okay, we have one that shot across the table, and we have Temptation in reverse. And looking at your potential outcome, okay, we have the Nine of Earth in reverse. All right, so let's grab another tarot deck and see if we can clarify these messages just a little bit more. Looking at your current energy, oh my goodness, okay, your current energy, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and we have the Seven of Cups. So looking at challenges, obstacles, and what's currently hidden from you, we have the Queen of Wands. Advice from Spirit. For my Scorpio collective, we have the Seven of Swords. And for the potential outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, so let's grab some oracle cards and see if there's any additional messages for you guys before we get into the heart of the reading. Okay, so for your current energy, we have negativity and we also have gratitude. For challenges, obstacles, and what might currently be hidden, we have Specificity Matters. For advice from Spirit, we have one that flipped. We have Nature's Timing. And for your potential outcome, all right, we have two. We have Giving and Receiving, and we also have Life Surfing. All right, so Scorpios, let's let's get into this a little bit. I had to take a sip because what you didn't see is that while I was starting to shuffle your cards and lay them out, I literally knocked over a bunch of piles of cards that I have here. And then when I was trying to pick them up, I knocked off my headset. Like, it was a whole lot of chaos and shenanigans going on behind the scenes. And so I'm wondering if there's somehow some unsettled energy that's swirling around you all right now. Like, it's a little bit all over the place. It feels very disorganized. It feels quite stressful. So I'm really thinking that you all are a little bit stressed out right now. So let's see what we have for you. The vast universe, the white witch being the light, and the high priest intend and create. What I'm feeling for you right now, Scorpio, is that you are overwhelmed. You are absolutely overwhelmed with something that's going on in your life right now. Now, it might be related to career, housing situations, friendships, or other, interactions, or some goal that you've set for yourself, some dream that you've sort of set for yourself that maybe isn't necessarily going according to plan. And it almost feels like your attitude is sort of taking a hit because of it. Maybe you're a little grumpy, maybe you're a little more disorganized than you usually are, but it's something that's happening around you that I feel is impacting you and not necessarily in a really, really good way. So let's take a peek at the tarot and see what's going on with you all. So, for your current energy, we have the Emperor in reverse, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Three of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and we also have two oracle cards that came out for you. The first one is negativity, distorted view or wounds, complaining, negative self talk, self sabotage, outside influences, be gracious. And the second card that came out for you all is gratitude. Gratuity increases attraction and opportunities. Little things count. Be grateful for all of your life. So, oh, Scorpio, what I'm feeling for you right now is there's this deep, deep sense of frustration that's happening around you. It almost feels like you don't think that you have any control over what's happening in your life. It's like there are things that are coming in, but you're looking at them like this is not what I asked for. Like I just heard what the hell? Like this is not what I wanted. I didn't ask for this. This is not what I manifested. This is not what I'm putting out into the universe. And it seems like there's just been a series of disappointments. And and if at any point there's been something that's come in that seems like it's been promising, it sort of peters out. Like it just, as fast as it came in, it goes right back out. And you're just kind of like, okay, you know what? Maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe I don't want this. And it's made you a little bit disillusioned. But the interesting thing that I'm feeling is that I don't necessarily think that looking at things sort of in its totality, that life is all that bad. Like there are some really good pockets in there for you. But this sort of specific thing that you've been looking for seems really elusive. And this sort of, you know, I think it's coming. No, it's not coming. I think it's here. No, it's not here. Oh, yeah, this is what I want. No, that didn't work out. It's this sort of push and pull that I'm feeling. And while you're trying to stay in a good headspace about it and trying to be optimistic and trying to appreciate what it is that you have, this one thing that you don't have is leading to a lot of self doubt. Like, is this for me? Am I meant to have this? Can I get this? Do I deserve this? So it feels like a lot of frustration and a lot of just like, why? Like I keep hearing the question why that's popping up. Why hasn't this come? Why can't I have this? Why don't I deserve this? So looking at the challenges, obstacles, and what might be hidden, we have, interestingly, we have the Seven of Water, which is the Seven of Cups in reverse. We have the Eight of Earth in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands. And we also have Specificity Matters. The universe can only give you what you ask for. Narrow it down. Be as specific as feels good. So while we have your current energy in the Seven of Cups, that sort of illusion, that confusion, trying to figure things out, that's your biggest challenge. is sort of getting out of this illusion. And I think that getting out of this illusion means stopping with the negative self-talk, stopping with the illusion that you can't have this, that this is not meant for you, that you don't deserve this. You have to get out. That's a challenge of you getting out of that space. With the Eight of Earth in reverse, another one of the challenges that I see you facing right now is figuring out how to work towards this. What do you need to do to get to where it is that you can have this, that you can have what you want? I think that right now you're trapped in a place of operating on emotion, right? And it's sort of muddying the waters for you. It's keeping you sort of in this space of illusion and lack of clarity. And you're finding it very hard to focus on what it is specifically that you're looking for. So when we look at advice from spirit, we have temptation in reverse, which is the devil in reverse. We have the Seven of Swords, and we also have nature's timing. Things need to occur in proper order when the time is right. Don't try to control the situation. So with this, Spirit is saying, you know what? It's time to let go of the negative self-talk. It's time to start being a little bit crafty, maybe, and creative. Because, the Seven of Swords is kind of the sneak card. That's that, like, I'm doing things undercover. I'm, not letting you know what I'm up to. I'm kind of creeping off into the night. Spirit is saying that, you don't have to be a creep, but maybe it's time to look at things a little bit more strategically. Maybe it's time to look at things a little more crafty, if you will. Something that's a little bit unexpected, outside of the box, but also give it some time. This is not something that you necessarily need to obsess over, and certainly don't get into that headspace where you're speaking negativity, into your existence, into what it is that you want. You're going to have to fight against that. You're going to have to find a creative way of getting out of that space to make sure that you get very specific and that you look at things from a logical perspective. What I'm hearing is strategy. So maybe it's that you need to be a little bit more strategic in your approach and give it some time to pan out so you can see exactly what happens and what you're dealing with. What we have in terms of the potential outcome, we have the Nine of Earth in reverse, which is the Nine of Pentacles. We also have the Four of Pentacles and two oracle cards that came out for you all. The first one is giving and receiving. Everything is energy, reciprocity, give and receive easily to others and yourself, random acts of kindness. And the other oracle card that came out is life surfing, feeling capable of overcoming adversity, no expectations, approaching life like a sport. So what I'm feeling with your potential outcome is that this is going to take a little bit, right? And I'm not talking years or anything like that. I think it's a matter of weeks or maybe a couple of months before you find your footing, before you get to that place where you're feeling a little bit more secure and a little bit more stable. But in the meanwhile, it feels like you're holding back a little bit while you go through this process of getting into a more strategic frame of mind to start operating from a place of logic rather than a place of emotion. And I think at some point when you start sort of get firm in what it is that you want and think through the steps, the tangible steps that it's going to take for you to get there, you will stop holding back. And you will start giving that energy out. You will start sort of putting out those feelers to see who's on your team, who will be able to help you, what steps you need to take to accomplish your goal. And you will start seeing that coming back. But I also think you will get to a point where you stop feeling so tense about everything, where you stop feeling so frustrated and you start looking at this as a game, as a super fun game of chess. Like, ooh, what's my next move? What's my next move? Like, what are we doing here? And I think that you will start seeing things coming in, right? Instead of, sort of sitting back and being frustrated and looking out the door like, who's there? Who's that? Who's this? What's going on? You'll start taking more control over your path and what it is that you want. And you won't take it so seriously. And that's not to say that it's not important to you, because I feel like it absolutely is. But that stress that I'm feeling that's around it, I think you'll let go of that. And you'll kind of let things flow a little bit more easily because you've put in the work of figuring out what it's going to take for you to be there. So let's pull one last oracle card and see if there are any final messages from Spirit for you. For my Scorpio collective, any last messages? Any last messages for Scorpio? Okay, we have two that came out. So, the first message that we have for you: I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become reality. And the second one that came out: when I am patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. So, this is a reminder from Spirit that it will come. It will come. That once you get specific in what it is that you want, let the universe bring to you that sort of divine inspiration that, combined with your intentions and the steps that you're taking, are absolutely going to be enough to get you to where it is you want to be. No more negative self-talk, right? Be appreciative that the universe is giving you those signs, that you have the ability to move forward. And take your time. There's no rush in this. Everything in divine timing. You have to give the process an opportunity to play out. Okay, so I will leave it there for you, Scorpio. I hope that this was helpful in giving you a little bit of guidance and insight into what's going on around you right now. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment too. I love reading those. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.